Thank you for tuning in to Rose World 2. If it ain't tight, it ain't right. Well, this story is about Zykerria, Washington, a 5-year-old child that was brutally murdered, intentionally murdered by her mother's boyfriend. And I have a clip that I will be showing you after my video, after my rant. This is just a reaction, my opinion. And you know what? If everybody didn't have an opinion, it'd be just like everybody not having a butthole. You'd be full of. So, hey, everybody got their own opinion.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Rose World. Oh, if it ain't tight, it ain't right. Y'all, guess what? I have been looking at this case. First of all, let me say this. I don't know what the hell going on with these parents killing their children, or letting these boyfriends kill their children. But I would say the parents done killed them. Yeah, I said it. I watched this case. Wait a minute, y'all. Let me clock out. Yeah. Anyway. Hold that thought.
His girl abuse started in August. 26-year-old Jonte Harris is accused of beating the girl. He told police that he lost his temper because the girl was, quote, being disrespectful.
The man accused of beating and killing 5-year-old Zykerria Robinson is officially charged with first-degree murder. Harris is a boyfriend of Zykerria's mother, Michelle Canamore, who is charged with second-degree murder. Zykerria died in October after Canamore told police Harris repeatedly struck her in the face until she lost consciousness. Canamore left her daughter on the couch unconscious for nearly 5 hours before taking her to the hospital where she died.
Mr. Harris. Thank you. Hey, bud. I'm Detective Russell, Detective Devereaux. I appreciate you being down here. I know you've been down here a long time. Dealing with this issue, but we wanted to come in and talk to you.
Yes, sir.
Get some information from you.
I'm going to grab some of this basic stuff real quick before we start talking. Just like your name and all that. What's your first name? Jonte. Jonte? Yes, sir. What's your middle name? Dominique Harris. Dominique, Donique. You said Harris? His last name. Alright. And what's your date of birth? 05/19/1992. 5/19/92. What's a good phone number for you? You'll have to ask my girlfriend. I just had got a phone. She's got a new number? I got it. Is it the same number? Do y'all share a phone? No. This is y'all got separate lines? Where you live? Alright. And just real quick, who all lives in the house?
How long have you lived there?
I just moved in the summertime.
Summertime? Was it early summer, like July or
Early
August?
summer.
Okay. All right. Anytime we speak to anybody downtown, we've got to complete these constitutional rights, okay? It's just part of our policy. It's just an important part of the process. The place, I'm going to put PMB. That's just the Police Memorial Building.
Okay.
It's just the abbreviation. Today is 10/18 of 2018, and the time is 11:34. a.m. Okay. Have you had any drugs or alcohol today?
No.
Do you have any type of mental condition that would keep you from understanding what we're talking about?
No.
Okay. Can you read?
Yes.
And can you write as well?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I know some of those questions are weird. Can you read that first line for me?
You have the following rights under the United States Constitution.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to go ahead and read the rest. You do not have to make a statement or say anything. Do you understand that? Anything you say can be used against you in court. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before you make a statement or before any questions are asked of you. And you have the right to have an attorney with you during any questioning. Do you understand that? Okay. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to you before any questioning begins if you wish. If you do answer questions, you have the right to stop answering questions at any time and consult a lawyer. Do you understand that? Okay. All right. What I need you to do is just you can read over those and examine if you want, and then just sign at the bottom for me. Perfect. Okay, so we're basically we brought y'all here because we're trying to get a better understanding of what happened at the house.
Okay.
Can you? Let's just start from the. Do you work anywhere?
No, I go to Tulsa Wilderness School.
You go to Coastal. Okay. What time did you go to school yesterday?
No.
Okay. So were you home all day?
Yes.
Okay. And then say about 5 o'clock p.m. Who all was at the house?
We all be home.
Everybody was there. Okay. So at what point did y'all go to bed?
Usually, well, some days Michelle work. I usually go to bed right after she goes to work. She usually goes to work around 9.
Okay.
And I go to bed around 11.
Okay. Okay. So did she go to work last night?
Yes.
Okay.
And she got up early.
She came home early. Okay. What time did she go to school? Not school, but work.
She goes to work. She catches the 16 around 9:40. I want to say.
Okay.
Something
9:40.
like that.
And so she goes to work. What time does she come back home?
It varies between like 4.
Well, last night, what time did she come
Okay.
home?
3.
Okay.
She
so
came home early.
Okay. She came home about 3 o'clock. And why did she come home early? Did she say?
No.
Okay. She just came home.
Yes.
Okay. So she got home at 3. Where were you at that time? Were you sleeping?
No, I was in the living room watching TV.
Okay. So you're in the living room watching TV. Where were the girls?
I was in her room in the front with me.
Okay. Was she watching TV with you?
No, she was laying down.
She was sleeping? Okay. What time did she go to sleep?
I can't tell you.
Okay.
I wouldn't know. I wasn't paying attention, like, not to her sleeping.
So when she's in there, she's on the couch, I guess?
Yes.
So she's on the couch and she'll watch TV with you till she falls asleep?
Yes.
Okay, so you're not sure what time she actually fell asleep because she was watching TV and all that. And then the other daughter was the other little girl was in the back in her bedroom. Is that normal? Is that normally the way that they're...
No.
Okay.
It's sometimes when in school, she'll stay up.
Okay.
School, so
Okay.
she just be up. Whenever she falls asleep, she just falls asleep.
Okay. And she'll sleep on the couch sometimes, but she'll also sleep in her room sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then Michelle got home. Then what happened?
Michelle got home. Everything was still normal. We was chilling, you know. I was already still in the living room. Michelle went and told her, that's when she got the medicine and all that, and then Michelle told her to go to the bathroom.
What medicine are you talking about?
I don't know the name of it.
Okay.
But one of the officers went to the house and it's in an orange bottle. One of the bottles, her bottle's gone, but not the same exact bottle.
Okay.
They both got prescribed the same thing.
Okay.
After that, after she gave her the medicine, she took her to the bathroom.
On the couch.
She peed on the couch.
Okay.
And she took her to the bathroom. Once all that was done, she was taking a bath. They normally do that. I don't.
So every time after she pees herself or pees the bed or the couch,
Yeah,
and
that
they go take a
that avoids from us whooping them. So they know, like, don't do it. But you also need to be clean because like, they piss to be strong.
Right.
So
Okay. So they're in the bathroom. Both of them are in the
no,
bathroom.
just her. This was around the same time Michelle got off of work.
Okay, so Michelle comes home, finds out that she had peed
On
the couch,
Mm-hmm.
gets her up, takes her into the bathroom. Then what happened? That's where I got lost. I'm sorry.
Okay. When she took her in the bathroom, she was already in the tub. She ran. The water was running in there. She was washing.
Okay.
Now, when we was in the living room, she came back. Michelle didn't eat dinner. When we came back, she said she heard. I didn't know what the hell she was talking about. Me, I wasn't. It's not like I wasn't paying attention. It was like I'm paying attention, but who would, you know what I'm saying?
But
Something
not-
that's
yeah.
normal.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when she heard that, we both rushed there and we seen her. The way she fell up. She must be fell up under the water because her whole face was like this. So when we grabbed her, I seen suds come out of her mouth. I already know how things are, so I told Shell, call the ambulance. So when we both got on the phone, they showed us how to do the CPR thing.
Okay. So when she's in the bath, Michelle comes out because she didn't eat dinner. She was going to get some food or something.
Yes.
Okay. And that's when she heard the thud or the noise, and she told you, "Hey, did you hear that? Something's wrong." And then y'all went into the bathroom.
Yes.
And you saw her. She was laying in the bathtub facing the water spigot thing.
The tub, and you have the faucet like this. She's laying like this.
Like face down with the water coming down onto her shoulder or onto her face?
Her
head.
Her face. Okay. Like, this is the faucet. This is towards the bathroom door.
Okay.
And her arm like this. And she's like this.
Okay.
So we grabbed her out the tub. And when we flipped her over, you can see suds coming out her nose and out her mouth.
So she had water all up in her?
Yes.
Okay. How long do you think from when you heard the thud did you guys make it into that room?
Well, I say 15 minutes because Michelle had just came home around
15 minutes between when you heard the
before
noise?
She came home and when she did that.
Okay, but what about when y'all?
How long it took us to get to her when we heard the noise? Yeah. Oh, ASAP.
Yeah, it was a couple seconds.
Yeah,
at most. Okay. All right, so you guys pull her out. You call 911. They tell you how to do CPR. Are both y'all doing CPR?
Yes.
Okay.
She started first, and then I think the person on the phone told her to go unlock the door. So I started, and she was like, count with me, count with me, count with me. Then Michelle came back and did it. She was doing it, then I blew on her nose, and then we switched because she was opening up the door, and that's when the paramedics came.
Okay. Okay. So when y'all pulled her out of the bathtub, she didn't have any clothes on or anything like that because she was in there showering and all that. And was she standing up? Was she taking a shower or was she taking a bath?
A bath.
Okay. Do you know how much water was in the bath there? Okay. So she would.
It shouldn't have been a lot, but the tubs usually stop up, so.
Okay.
I can't really call because I didn't. Not realistically, I didn't see it.
You didn't see it. You weren't paying attention to that part. Okay. So just so I understand, again, I want to make sure I understand it really well. Michelle came home from work about 3 o'clock. She comes in, realizes that she peed the couch there. Tells her, get on up, go in there, we're going to clean up. So they both go into the bathroom together, get her in the bathtub, and then Michelle comes back out to get dinner or what have you. And then here's a thud or a boom. And y'all go immediately running back in there and see that she is face down, kind of up against the wall of the bathtub, and the water's coming down and hitting her face, nose, mouth, all that area.
Yes,
Y'all reach, grab her out, pull her out, and she's not responsive, right? Is she responding at that time? Is she breathing?
It was like a slow breath, because I had put my ear to her mouth, and then I had put my ear to her heart, and I thought I was hearing a heartbeat.
Okay.
So then I heard, you know what I'm saying, I'm seeing but when I started seeing the suds come out her nose, I was thinking like logically like, oh, that's probably like the same thing as blood, so call the ambulance. I don't know what to do.
Okay. So y'all try CPR, then the EMTs get there and they scoop her up and take her away.
Yeah, they grab her quick.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any questions about the initial?
No, I was gonna ask a couple of follow-up questions. Would the kids go to school?
Down the street from the house, but then she stopped going there.
So she stopped going there?
Her mom told me she had the social problem, because like if we say school, she's not talking.
Mm-hmm.
She never was social. When I first started dating Michelle, she never was social.
Mm-hmm.
The whole time, it never was like throughout the day. I say rarely she'll say on her own about 15 words, but if we talking to her, she'll say whatever we say when we repeat it.
Okay,
that's it.
Okay, so she didn't. Do you think she understood what you were saying?
I don't know. Her father, her biological father, from what I hear from all their family, he has a condition. So I don't know if that affects him. I mean her. But
what's his condition? What
you would have to ask Michelle or her family members. Something happened where either he had got shot in the face, but it's something wrong with his brain. I guess.
Okay.
That's one thing I can assume.
Okay.
Did So I don't think I missed the answer. Maybe we got off topic real quick. She stopped going there when?
Around August or September.
So she started going 1 or 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know why she stopped going?
For the social.
Because she wasn't.
Her mom took her out because of the social thing. She didn't want to. It was just daycare anyways. It wasn't like she was kindergarten or something doing like some grades that can surpass her. It was more of, we're going to put her in school so we can have something during the day. I go to school in the mornings. So by me going to school in the mornings, her being home and she works nights, okay.
So she's, instead of spending the money, you decided to keep her in the
No,
house?
mornings.
All right.
Mornings. Like, if she works at night, I go to school in the morning. She wants to be home, sleep, get her rest, and she wants to take her daughter, go to daycare. You know, then she took her out and just had her with her.
So she just watched her herself instead of taking her to daycare.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing happened at the daycare that made her mad at them or unhappy with them. It's just,
no.
She just decided to keep her home for just
Nothing.
family
They
reasons.
always speaking. They always happy. They always joyful. There's nothing going on.
Okay. What with the kids themselves, the two girls, do they get along pretty well?
Yes.
Okay. Are they? I mean, I know siblings argue and fight and all that. Do they fight a lot? They don't fight much at all.
They don't fight at all.
Okay. So they're not tussling or wrestling or. You have siblings?
Yeah.
You have a brother, sister? You have a brother?
Yeah.
You guys fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too. So that's why I asked that, because even me and my sister, we wouldn't tussle as much, but we'd fight a lot.
Her girls, I can honestly say, they never.
They don't fight at all.
They never fought. It's not
Okay.
like, even when I first came around, I'd be joking like, "Oh yeah, come on y'all, let's go play fight." No.
Not a bit, huh? Okay.
No, there's not. There's not on that.
Okay. And you said that she's a little bit socially awkward. Does she go outside and play with other kids in the neighborhood, in the apartment complex? Or?
No, Michelle's not really trustworthy of the neighborhood.
Okay.
I have kids. When they come over, then they socialize together.
Okay. Is she pretty social with your kids?
Yes.
Okay. So she'll play with them.
She'll play with kids. It's like it's she picks and chooses who she wants to talk to.
Okay.
When she's around kids, you have to warm her up into it. The last time I seen her actually active was at my mom's house, and they was all playing kickball.
Okay.
So she was very active. I was looking at shit. I was like, look at this. I never heard her count. And then she just started counting out of nowhere. And I was like, whoa, because she's not crazy.
Yeah.
I figured that.
Yeah.
It was just she had a social problem. I thought, I was like, okay, since she's not talking, maybe she's just going to grow out of it. I thought she was just shy.
Right. So, but she plays with her. Does she play with her sister and talk to her sister and
Yeah.
all that, and they get along well?
Yes.
Okay. So, have you ever seen the two fight?
No.
Never physically seen them fight. Okay.
Never.
And then do y'all go outside as a little family group? Go
Yes.
outside, and Michelle said something about that y'all run, that y'all
we
exercise
exercise.
and what have you. Does she take part in the exercise? Does she
Yes,
enjoy the running and stuff?
No, she
She
doesn't
doesn't
enjoy
I
it.
don't enjoy running either.
She does. Some days she enjoy it when, like I said, when we playing. Like, oh, come on, chase Eric. Whoever beat me to the house, he'll give you some chips, and then she'll do that. But if we just on some exercising, if it was just me and Michelle, and then Michelle be like, oh no, get the girls because they can't stay in the house. And when we were running, the last time she ran, it was like the worst.
Okay. Is she just didn't want to run?
No.
Was she? What did she do? How did she react to that?
She was running. First, usually she runs fast like this, but I figured something was going on because she was, and I was like, come on, come on, come on. And then all of a sudden she pick her up. She started running again. Then she slid.
Right.
That's how she got her bruises. And
great.
then
Okay.
the last run, that same day we was coming from the store, going around the block. There's I forgot how the doctor said it, but it's something in the road on Lake Shore. The sidewalk goes like this, and then it goes in, and then it comes back up, and they have like a cone right here.
Okay.
And the parts of it that come out when she was running, she must be tripped because I didn't trip, but we all tripped her, Michelle, and they fell. And we picked her up. Then I seen bruises like this on her arms. So I was like, come on.
So, kind of walk me through, if you will. You said that only you, your boyfriend, and your 2 children live at the house. Nobody else lives there. Does anybody else come to visit? Anything like that? I mean, on a regular basis? Who was there last night?
Just us.
Just us, or just y'all? Okay. And then what time y'all go to bed?
I don't go to bed.
You don't go to bed. You stay up. You don't ever sleep.
Well, I do, but I work night shifts, so I'm normally up.
Oh, okay. Okay. So were you up last night? Okay. Did you work yesterday?
I worked for a little bit.
Where do you work at?
I work at 7-Eleven. Off Wilson and Lane.
Okay, Wilson and Jamie's right there?
No, Wilson and Lane.
Oh, that's right. You're right, yeah, it is right there. I haven't been over that area in a while. Okay, so you worked the night shift. So you worked a little bit yesterday, then you came home. What time did you get home?
I got home early. I didn't even stay because I didn't feel well.
Okay, so you came home, you weren't feeling well? You just had like a little flu or what?
No, my stomach been hurting.
Okay, okay. So you came home, everything was fine. When you got home, were the kids home?
Mm-hmm.
And your boyfriend was there? Do they go to school at all? And then your younger daughter, she doesn't go to school right now. She's not in pre-K or anything. Does she go to like a daycare?
She was in a daycare.
How long ago was that?
Not too long ago.
Okay, like not too long. Was that like a month, a couple of weeks?
A month.
A little over a month. Okay. So when you got home, everything was fine, no issues. And then, what time did the girls go to bed?
My girls go to bed early too. They go to bed really early, like 9.
9 o'clock. Okay. And then your boyfriend, what time does he go to bed?
He's a night crawler too.
Okay, so he stays up late as well. So do they have their own bedroom
Yes.
in there? Okay, each separate bedroom, or they stay in one bedroom?
No, they have their own bedrooms.
Okay, very nice.
Because it's a 3-bedroom apartment.
Okay, cool. So you guys are up. They went to bed. I guess at some point throughout the night, one of the girls woke you up, and
I normally get up just to check on them regardless. That's just some normal parent thing. I normally get up just to make sure they're still breathing, that they're okay.
Okay.
Or if they peed on themselves.
Okay. So you say you get up. What do you mean you get up from, you in the living room, or?
No,
'cause you said you weren't sleeping.
Yeah, I normally be in the room, or I normally be in the living room.
Okay. So you laying down watching TV or what?
On my phone.
Playing on your phone? Okay. So you'll be in the living room or in your bedroom playing on your phone, and sometimes throughout the night you'll get up just to check on, just being a overcautious parent, which all of us are. So up and she comes to your bedroom.
No, I go to her.
You go to her. And so in the middle of the night you go to her. About what time is that?
By the time I went to her, it was around 3.
Around 3, okay.
Yeah.
So you check on her.
I was making sure she was okay, because
Okay.
I told you she was sick.
Okay. So,
Because I had gave her medicine, so I was making sure she was okay.
okay, what were you giving her medicine for?
She didn't feel well.
She just, like a bellyache or what?
No, Jonte had the flu.
Okay.
And I guess, I don't know if she caught it or not, but she wasn't feeling well.
Okay. How long, do you have primary custody of
I
the
have
girls?
both of my babies.
You have both of them. Does Dad see them at all?
He used to see them, but I had a feeling that I thought he was touching my youngest daughter,
Okay.
and we had a case on that one.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's still open or not. But we had a case. He didn't get them for a minute because they told me don't let him get them for a minute because we had the case. But I ended up letting them go so they could spend time with their dad.
Sure.
But he hasn't seen them in the last 4 months.
Last 4 months. He just hadn't shown any interest to come over
No, he
and
hasn't called,
spend
showed up,
time.
nothing.
So he hadn't been around them for 4 months.
No.
Okay. Goodness gracious. Okay.
And they miss him.
Now what gave you the impression that he was touching your youngest?
Because my daughter would touch herself. Yeah, and I didn't like that.
Okay.
Because I'm a victim of it. And I didn't want none of my girls to go through that. So she was touching herself. But I went to the doctor, and they said no, she had just an infection.
Okay.
So he was cleared. But I still, I'm still a cautious mother. So I was like, no, I'm just going to keep them just to be, supervising them.
Sure. Okay.
To make sure they're okay.
Okay. So you called the Department of Children and Family Services. They did an investigation. Who did you do the investigation?
The hospital did it.
Oh, the hospital did. Okay.
So I took her to the hospital to get checked.
Okay. So the hospital called. You had some suspicions there, but ended up she had an infection, and
Mhm.
you don't think that he was doing that then?
No, I don't. But I would ask her. I would always ask her, "Hey, has anybody touched you?" Because she still doesn't. So I was like, "Did anybody touch you?" She'll look around. She won't tell me, if anybody did it or not. She'll just be like, she'll quiet. My daughter's really quiet. She doesn't really talk to nobody.
Okay.
She doesn't. She's very antisocial, so she doesn't really do anything.
Okay. Does she have any medical conditions that?
When she was a baby, we were supposed to have surgery on her head,
Okay.
but we never got it done because her brain, it finally formed in,
Okay.
so we never got surgery for it.
Okay. So that healed itself. The brain issue healed itself. What about after that? Did she ever have to go to a doctor for any injuries or any medical conditions? Anything like that?
One time we went to like if anything like medical happened, she had to get her shots or.
Mm-hmm.
She did break her arm, but they popped it back in place.
Okay. How long ago was that?
Oh, it's been a minute. It's like a year or two.
Okay. So when she was 4, how did she break her arm?
She was with her. I had a babysitter with her, and when I got home, she was crying about her arm, and the lady was like, "Well, I think she probably slept on the wrong side of the bed, but she does. She sleeps really like wild." So
Okay.
I was like, "Okay, well, I'll just go get her checked," and they popped it back in place.
Yeah, she's a hard one to sleep with. She takes over the whole bed. I got one like that. So they popped it back into place. They were fine. What about any other broken bones? Is she no legs, no arms, no shoulder bones, nothing else?
No.
Okay, good. What about any other? Is she an active kid? I mean, is she?
No.
She's not
She's not as active like her sister is. She'll run around. She'll play with her sister. She's love her sister.
Yeah.
But other than that, my daughter's not as active as I would want her to be.
Okay.
She, like I told you, she's very antisocial.
She likes to stay inside and read books and. No. What does she do?
She keeps to herself.
She just keeps to herself. She doesn't play a lot.
No, she's normally watching TV or she's with me.
Okay. So she's not one that falls down and.
She does.
Breaks bones and all that stuff.
No, that's when we were running. Like if I have to make her go outside. Like,
what was with when you were running?
I told y'all, my goal is to lose weight.
Okay.
I've been trying to lose weight for a minute after I had my youngest daughter. It's technically not working because it's not going nowhere. And we all will run as a family just to get it in shape so we can all be good and healthy.
Sure.
She doesn't like running. I told y'all she's not very active at all. And she likes to fall down and likes to cry and throw a temper tantrum.
Right.
So that's about it.
Okay. So when y'all were running, she fell down. What injury did she get there? She scraped her leg? Or?
Scraped her arm.
Okay.
Like she scraped her arm right here. She scraped her legs. I don't even know if she hit her head because she fell so fast and I just picked her up really fast.
Okay.
So I don't know if she hit her head or not.
How long ago was that?
It wasn't too long ago. We run almost every day.
Okay, but I mean, was it yesterday or was it like weeks ago? A week ago?
No, we run every day. So I wouldn't know because we run every day.
Okay, but does she fall every day? Almost every day she'll fall down?
Because she doesn't want to do it.
So she's not falling because she's running or sprinting and tripping. She's falling down
because she doesn't want to do it.
Because she doesn't want to do it. Kind of throwing a tantrum type thing. So it's not like she's running and falling. She's just dropping and saying, "Mom, I don't want to do this," and whining and complaining. I got one like that too. So back to how does her and her sister get along?
They don't. They're
Okay.
girls.
Okay.
But they love each other. They have a good bond, but they don't get along.
They argue a lot. Okay. Now, when they argue, do they ever fight? Okay. So I mean, they
Yes,
tussle.
I'm used to them fighting. I have no
Okay.
issue with my kids fighting.
Okay. So they'll tussle and they'll fight and.
We come crying saying we fought,
Okay.
and I have to break it up. But other than that, they get along
Okay.
very well.
Now, are they punching? Are they wrestling? What type of fighting?
Bite each other, they hit each other, or they push each other around.
Okay.
But that's about it.
Okay. So they'll bite each other. They actually bite each other. Do they leave marks?
Lately, no, not that I know of. Like, if they do anything, they won't tell me. They won't tell me nothing until I find out
Okay.
that somebody's done something.
But when you look at your daughter, do you see?
Do I organize, like, look at her and make sure she's okay?
Yeah.
Yes, I do that.
Okay. And I'm not questioning you. Don't get offended by any question I ask.
I'm
Okay.
not.
I know you're not, but I know I'm asking a lot of questions and things like that, and sometimes I'm harsher than I mean to be, and I don't mean to be, and I can see on your face that by me asking you if you check your child, I offended you, and I apologize for that. That's not my intention, okay? I just want to do a very thorough, detailed information about what happened and what occurred, okay? So when you physically look at your daughter, do you see marks on her? Like,
yes, they do. They do have marks on them. But I would think, I don't pay it no mind because I'm like, okay, well, it'll heal. It'll go away. They're kids. They're gonna do that.
Sure. So you said you mentioned bite marks there. Have you seen bite marks on your daughter from the fights that they have? Like, does she have bite marks where?
No, I don't have bite marks.
Okay. Does your bite marks? One that is the biter. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean.
I understand.
Yeah.
But they both do it, so.
All right.
Like, she can get a whooping and she doesn't heal that fast.
Okay. Since you brought that up, speaking of whooping, how do you discipline your children?
I normally put them in a punishment, like, not punishment, I normally put them in a corner.
Like a timeout?
Yeah, or they get a whooping.
Okay. Okay. And how often do you think they get whoopings?
They don't get whooped like that. But if they do something bad, they do.
They get whooping. Okay. I'm not against that. I've got a son that needs a whooping just about every day, the way that he acts. So with that, are you using your hand? Do you use a belt? Do you use a board? What?
I use a belt.
Use a belt?
Would you...
Listen, none of this is bad. This is just questions that we have to ask and figure out. There's nothing wrong with whooping your child with a belt if it's done correctly. You know, there's nothing. My mom hit me with a fly swatter for years. That was her go-to. That's what she got, and that hurt because fly swatters they got that reaction and slap back.
But my children, they don't like whooping. They like to move around everywhere. Like, if you get a whooping, they don't stand in one spot. I used to do it. My mom used to whoop me, so I understand.
Right. Okay. All right. So let's get back to, if we can, last night up until this morning at 3 o'clock. You went in to check on her. What did you find?
She peed on herself.
Okay. So she actually peed the bed. What did you do from that point? Okay.
She took a bath, and I heard her fall, and I was like, "What's going on?"
So she actually got into the bath?
She did get in the bath.
Okay, so she got into the bath. She fell inside the bathtub? Okay, so she was in the bath. Was she getting up to get out or to get in?
She didn't get back up.
Okay. Well,
she fell.
When you send her to the bath, she goes in, she actually gets in the wet bathtub and starts to bathe?
No, my daughter does. My daughter is difficult.
Okay.
She'll do it, but she's difficult. Like, she doesn't want to do, I told her she doesn't want to do stuff, but I make sure she bathes.
Okay.
And she didn't want to do it. But I told her, I was like, go ahead, you got it, you can bathe. I left her, I went in the kitchen. I came back because I heard her fall. And when I came back, my baby was in the water.
Okay. Okay. So
I don't know if she was still half asleep. Because, a normal parent would just wake their child up and the child's going to go do what they're supposed to do. But I don't know if my child was still half asleep with me putting her in the tub. It's 3-something in the morning. What child you think going to be up at that time?
Right. Not many. So when you went back in, you saw her
unconscious.
She was unconscious in the tub, naked, and was she face down or face up?
She was face down.
Face down. Okay. And then you pulled her out of the tub. And once you got out of the tub,
she wasn't responsive.
Did you wake up your boyfriend at that time, or was he? He was
already up.
Okay.
And I told him, I was like, babe, please, God, we got to get her back there. So they walked us through it. The paramedics walked us through it. They told us to breathe. He was already doing it, but they walked us actually through it because we're still parents. Sure. We don't know none of this. Sure. So they walked us through it and they told us what to do, and then y'all came.
Okay.
Well, not y'all, but the paramedics.
No, I'm with you. So he was doing compressions. He was doing the press. Who was doing the breathing? Were you doing it, or was he?
No, we both were doing it at the same time.
Okay, you both.
I was doing compressions and he was breathing in her.
Breathing. Okay, so you're doing two person CPR, and she never came back responsive. Fire rescue got there and
they took
her out. Okay.
But they said that she was responding when they got her. Like, when they got her in the car, they was like, well, we got her back to breathing. And I'm like, okay, that's good. That's all I want. I want my baby to breathe. But when we get to the hospital, I get a whole nother story.
Okay. Just a couple questions. When I go in to see her, she's got some bruises on her eyes. Have those been there?
What do you mean?
She's got 2 bruises on her eyes They're up here, and then she's got a knot on her head.
The knot is when she fell.
The knot's when she fell in the...
In the tub.
Oh, in the tub. Okay. So that wasn't there before she got in the bathtub.
No.
What about the marks on her eyes, the black eyes? They're not black eyes like you and I would think black eyes should, but they're just marks up at the top. What could those be from?
Hitting the wall. 9 out of 10 hitting the wall. She does that.
She'll like headbutt the wall or what?
No. When we wake her up, just to use the bathroom, normally we'll wake her up to use the bathroom, she'll hit the wall.
She'll like fall into the wall?
Yes.
Okay. Does she cry or?
No. My daughter doesn't cry. She's not a crier.
Okay. So she just...
Hey, sit and go use the bathroom.
She'll hit the head and go use the bathroom. Okay. All right. Have you ever... Actually, I don't have it. You got anything you need to follow?
Hello.
We're back.
Hey, sweetheart.
I know it's been a while. How you doing? You need anything? You eat your... Do you not like those? You don't?
You want something different? No?
Okay.
Are you awake? Okay. Before we were talking, just because it's been a little while since we were in here.
I know my rights.
Huh?
I know my rights.
You know your rights? Okay. I just want to make sure that you're aware of them and you remember them and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Hey, listen. We went and talked to a couple people, and we got a little bit of better understanding of what's going on and what's happening. Okay. So we understand a lot more. All right. So the things that we talked about before, I just want to scratch those. Okay. Just take those off the plate, and we'll just pretend like we hadn't talked before. Okay. So I just want to get a better understanding of your side, okay, of what happened and what you saw and what things went on. All right. But with that being said, I want to get. I got to talk to your daughter, little sweetheart. I want to know more about her. Okay. Okay. You said she goes to school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is she a smart kid?
She's really smart.
Yeah, I could tell. Now, what do the teachers say about her? She's a pretty good student. Behave herself.
She should have only thing about my daughter is like she'll just not tell me the truth about her grades, but other than that she's really, really good.
Okay. So she'll tell you stories about her grades or how well she's doing or what have you?
Yes, sir.
What other stuff does she lie about? She lie about anything else? Tell any stories about anything else?
Mm-hmm.
No? Okay. Does she, I know that you said that she behaves fairly well. She's not the one you've got to redirect or what have you. You tell her to do something once, and a lot of times she'll do it. So
yeah.
she's well behaved.
I don't have to repeat myself.
And you don't have to repeat yourself.
Don't.
But that's not the way. You got to repeat yourself with your youngest daughter, correct? Okay. Okay. Well, she told us some things that are concerning to us. Okay. She shared some things with us, and that's what we want to get a better understanding about, and we want to get your side and figure out exactly what happened with everything, including Jonte. And I want you to think about your kids, okay? When you talk to me, don't try to protect anybody. Protect your kids, okay? We know doing this investigation, you've been here a long time, and I know you've been here a long time. We've got to talk to doctors. We've got to talk to nurses. We've talked to individuals that are professionals in interviewing with children to get a better understanding of what they say. We've got to look at pictures, medical exams, medical records, past history of people, all that stuff, okay? So the investigation's been done, all right? We know what happened. We know where it happened. We know when it happened, okay? We know to a certain extent how it happened. We just don't know the why. And I don't know the why you're covering for people, okay? And I think that I've kind of figured it out, and that's why I wanted to wash everything away. I think you may be a little bit scared. I think you may be scared of something that could happen to you or happen to your other children. Okay? And that's what I want to get a better understanding of.
Okay.
So, is Jonte violent in the house? Has he ever hit you?
Yes.
He has? Okay. And that's what we figured out. All right? Is he violent all the time, or is it just he'll become enraged from time to time? When's the last time that you know of that he became enraged and hit you?
Yesterday.
Yesterday? Okay. Was it yesterday evening before dinner? Was it in the afternoon? Was it in the afternoon? Where did he hit you at?
My face.
In the face? Just punched you?
No, he slapped me.
Slapped you? Why did he slap you?
Because he said I was doing something dumb.
He said that you were doing something to him?
No, something dumb.
That you were doing something dumb. Okay. And then the time before that, when did he hit you?
He doesn't hit me that often.
He doesn't hit you very often, but he does hit you. He's got a little bit of a violent past, a violent issue. And you said you had some history with somebody that was abusive to you, right?
My baby daddy.
Your baby daddy was abusive to you.
Yeah, my daughter's father.
Your daughter's father, okay. Okay. So since you've been with Jonte and he's moved in the house, he hits you, but not hits you all the time. Okay? So that's what makes me understand a little bit more about why you're kind of looking over some things that he's doing. Now let me ask you a tougher question, okay?
Okay.
Does he hit your children?
Yes.
He does. Does he hit both of them? But your younger daughter, she doesn't listen.
No.
So he hits her.
Yes.
How often does he hit her?
A lot.
A lot. That's what we found out. So, with that being said, I want to get some clarification on some things about where y'all live. Y'all live there together. Y'all have lived there. How long ago did he move in there?
In June.
In June.
The beginning of June.
Okay, so the beginning of June he moved
Because
in.
I was protecting him.
Because what?
I was protecting him. He got kicked out from his mama's house. He
Okay.
had nowhere else to go.
Okay,
So
why did he get kicked out from his mom's house?
him and his sister, I think, got into it.
Got into an argument?
Yeah, his mom said he had to go.
Okay. So he moved in your house. During from June until now, has anybody else lived with y'all?
My sister.
Your sister? When did she move in?
She moved in right after him.
Right after him? And then when did she move back out?
She didn't stay long. She ended up leaving.
So she was there for about a month or so? Okay.
She was pregnant.
So let's look at today. Last week, did anybody else live with y'all?
No.
Did you and Jonte go anywhere and leave anybody as a babysitter with your
No.
children? So it was just you, Jonte, and your two girls, right? Did your mom come over and hang out? Did she come by often? She didn't come by?
My mom would come when I sold my stamps.
Okay. How often is that?
Not often. I don't talk to my mom like that.
Okay, you don't talk to your mom, but your mom was at the hospital today, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
We just not got a close-up on it.
Okay, so when's the last time when's the last time your mother has stayed with the girls alone?
She never stayed.
She never has.
No.
Okay.
If she has, they went to her. She never came to my house.
Okay, so when's the last time they went to her house and stayed with her? That
3.
she was 3, so it was almost 3 years ago.
Between 3 or 4, yeah.
Okay. What about over the last, say, 2 weeks? Has anybody stayed with the girls overnight with y'all?
No.
So it's been just you, Jonte, and the 2 girls. Okay. Can you remember the last time that you left the girls alone with somebody at your house? Have you ever?
Jonte.
Huh?
I only leave them with Jonte.
Only leave with Jonte, okay. Does Jonte ever leave while you're at work and you leave the girls there with anybody?
No.
No? Okay. So it's basically you 4, and that's it. There's nobody that comes over, nobody visits, nobody
His friends used to visit, but they don't visit anymore.
How long ago did they visit, you think? Was that the beginning when he first started living there?
In the beginning, they used to come. His name was Joette, but he don't come no more.
He don't come around no more? When's the last time he was there?
A month ago.
About a month ago? Okay. Okay.
They don't get along.
So, I think we're on the right track, but I want to know, last night, you said that Jonte hits her pretty often. And that's because she doesn't listen. She's a little bit hard-headed or stubborn.
I feel like she don't respect me.
She doesn't respect him. Okay, so how, if you had to say a day time frame, how in one day, how many times is he hitting her? A lot. So he's pretty violent with her.
Because he says she doesn't listen.
Okay.
He was trying to fix it.
What's some of the things that, and I'm hard of hearing, so you can just speak up just a little bit, and you can lay down if you need to. I'm fine with that if you just speak up a little bit, because I don't hear very well.
I really don't feel good.
I'm sure you don't. Can I get you anything that would make you feel better? Okay. So he'll hit her a lot because she won't follow directions and he doesn't respect her. When he hits her, how does he hit her? Is he slapping her like he slapped you? Have you ever seen him take a closed fist and like you would punch a man and punch her? You have seen him do that? Okay. So let's go into last night. All right. Let's get some more clarification on what happened last night.
He normally would do it, and she doesn't listen when she pee on herself, or like. But lately, I tried to stop him from doing it, and he promised me he wouldn't do it no more.
Okay. So what happened last night?
I went to work like I told y'all.
What time did you go?
My normal. Well, I know I took the late bus because I wanted to make sure my daughter was straight.
Okay.
But
you want to take the late bus? Why?
because I always before I leave. That's
Okay.
just how I like I told you, I'm protective when it comes to them.
Okay. Was she not feeling well, or why did you feel like you needed to go in late? Was she having a hard time?
She wasn't waking up.
She wasn't waking up. So
She had already had bruises on her. She was healing from the bruises, and I was going to take her to her daddy because I told my mom. I said, "Mom, I want to save my baby. I want to take her to her daddy. That's where she want to go."
Okay. So what you said she already had bruises that she was healing up. Were they bruises from that day? Or bruises from before?
Previous days.
Okay. So but last night you said you wanted to check on her because she wasn't waking up. What do you mean by she wasn't waking up? Just be honest with me, okay? I want to figure this out.
I don't want to lose my baby.
Well, I need you to be honest with me, okay? That's a key part of this process, is you telling the truth and telling me what's happening and what's going on, okay?
Okay. He didn't start hitting her until I was like, I gave him permission to discipline him. He didn't start disciplining him at first. He was letting me do it. And I don't hit them hard. I don't.
Right.
I'm a mother that don't hit children hard.
Okay.
And the way of his discipline was a lot different from mine.
Okay. And what do you mean by that?
I don't hit my children in their face. I hit them on the booty.
Okay. You spank him on the behind, okay? And he hits him in the face.
He never hit.
Okay.
If he did, he'll probably just slap her, but that's about it.
Okay.
But like I say, I don't have a problem with my oldest daughter. She'll get right.
Okay. So last night, when did it all start? When did the issues happen?
And we were talking. He was talking to me about her. Like, it was in the afternoon, but he was talking to me about her. And I was like, because I kept asking him, I was like, did you hit her? He said, no, I didn't hit her. He was like, I just put her in the room. I said, okay. I went in the room. She was, she still had the bruises on her face. Like, her face was swollen to me. It looked really swollen.
Was it like the side of her face or her eyes? Or
no, she had a
bump on the middle of her head?
Okay. And I was like, where's that coming from? Like, why she look swollen? Her face just looked swollen to me. I didn't think that was right to me. And he was like, I didn't do nothing to her. And I was like, okay. And then it's like, this just didn't sit well with me. Because it's like my baby face was swelling up more.
Okay. When did he, were you asleep or gone at this time when he hit her? Or where were you at when this?
When Jonte hit her, I'm normally in the house, but he doesn't want me around.
So he wants to discipline her by himself. Okay. So when she got the knot in the middle of her head, where were you when that happened, when you hit her?
We were in the living room.
Okay. And where was Jonte and your daughter?
In the living room, behind the couch.
Okay, so you were all in the living room. So you saw him hit her?
I was telling him to stop.
Did he hit her with an open hand, or did he punch her with a closed fist?
Yeah, he would either do like this.
Okay. So
Yeah, he'll do like this. Or if she doesn't cooperate, he'll end up punching her.
He'll punch her with a closed fist. Is that what happened? Did he punch her? Is that what caused the lump in the head? Because I know a slap, isn't going to cause that.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I swear I don't.
Okay. How many times do you think he hit her behind the couch right there? A lot. You hit her a lot. More than 5? More than 10? Was he just hitting and wouldn't stop? Did you tell him to stop? What did he say?
Shut up.
Shut up. Okay.
Before I hit you.
And what?
Shut up before I hit you.
Okay. Is that before or after he hit you yesterday?
Yes.
Which one? Was it before he hit you?
He hit me yesterday. It was in the afternoon.
Okay.
Before I had to cook dinner.
Okay. And then
she had already had bruises on her. She was swelling up.
So just so I get the information right, he hit her first several times. You told him to stop. He said, shut up before I hit you. Later in the day, he hit you, and then that evening you cooked dinner.
He said I was acting dumb.
Okay. What time y'all cook dinner?
6:45.
6:45?
Or sometimes 5.
Okay, sometimes between 5. So sometime between 5 and 6:45. Okay. So.
But I ended up cooking it late because I wasn't feeling well.
Okay.
Like something just didn't sit right with me.
Okay. So after he hit her behind the couch, what was her demeanor? How was she acting?
She didn't move.
She didn't move? Was she like knocked out? So he hit her to a point where she's behind the couch and she's not moving?
Because when I cleaned her up, I took her back when I took myself a bath in the afternoon. When it got to nighttime, I don't know what had happened. I just know I was in the kitchen and he was like, she gotta go, because he had a conversation with his baby mama about a situation that the kids was like, my daughter was humping them.
Okay.
But my daughter doesn't do that.
Was humping his kids?
Jonte Jr. Like, not humping, like, just behind him.
Yeah. Okay.
And she was having a conversation about it. Also, she had a conversation about the fact that I put stepmom in her kids' photos.
Okay.
And after that, he was like, she gotta go. And he had told her to go outside. I said, why did you put her outside? And she gotta go. I said, no, she don't. I said, leave her alone. She don't have to go. That's my baby. I told her to come back in the house. But she walked off. Like, she literally walked off the porch. And I was like, Gary, come back in the house. And as soon as she came back in the house, he grabbed her.
Is that when he started hitting her? Okay. So he hit her, and that was behind the couch, and that's when she
was knocked out.
Basically got knocked out. She went to sleep. Okay.
She wouldn't get back up.
So she wouldn't get back. And this is before or after dinner?
This is before dinner.
Before dinner.
Before I finished it.
Okay.
And she wouldn't get back up. He kept trying to get her back up, but she wouldn't get back up.
Were her eyes open or were her eyes closed?
They were closed.
Okay, so
She was making noises though.
what kind of noises?
Mm.
Okay. So like she was in pain or like, okay.
And she wouldn't get up.
She just wouldn't wake back up. And then what did you do?
She was, I don't know if she was okay or nothing, but I just know I ended up fixing dinner for them. She still won't get up.
Was she just laying on the floor or did you put her on the couch? What'd you do with her?
We put her on, at first she was on the floor. We poured water on her to see if she would get up, but she won't get up. We tried to wake her up, she won't get up. So then, but she was still breathing though.
She was breathing okay?
She was still breathing.
Okay.
She was still breathing. And then, he laid her on the sofa. She was on the sofa when I left. When I went to work. I went to work late. Because at first I wasn't going to go. I didn't feel right. I just didn't want to go.
Okay.
And then I ended up going, but I ended up going late.
So what time was that you left for work?
My bus came at 10.
Your bus comes at 10, but you said you went to the late bus, or was that the bus you rode was the one at 10? You rode the one at 10. Okay. So it was before dinner at 6:30 when this all happened. Then you made some dinner, and then you went to work at 10. Okay. So you went to work.
Because I wasn't going to go.
Right.
I wasn't. I was going to stay.
Okay.
But I kept asking him. I was like, what you want me to do? Do you want me to go? Do you want me to stay? So I don't care what you do. I don't care if you go. I don't care if you stay.
Okay. Where was your youngest daughter? Where was she at during this?
On the couch.
She was on the couch, so she saw everything that happened. Saw him hit her. Okay. So after you went to work, what happened?
I didn't stay long. I didn't stay long. I left.
Okay. What time do you think you got home?
12-ish.
12-ish. Does the bus run that late?
I didn't ride the bus.
How'd you get home?
My coworker's son.
Okay. Coworker came, picked you up, brought you back home.
No, my coworker's son. He came to get,
son. I'm sorry.
He came to get gas.
Okay.
And I was like, I don't feel right because I had got a text message because he was going to leave. And I thought he would leave them by himself.
Okay. So he texted you and said, hey, I'm leaving?
Because he didn't feel comfortable anymore. He was like, it's getting critical.
Okay. Okay. And
so I left. I said, I gotta go. I said, I don't know if my kids are by themselves, but I gotta go. And it was around 12.
Okay. Before that, were y'all texting back and forth about anything?
I didn't talk to him.
You didn't talk to him, didn't call him?
When I went to work, I didn't talk to him. I got on the bus and I left.
Okay. So you get home at 12:30. What happens? What do you find? She was still on the sofa? Where was he at?
He was in the kitchen.
He was in the kitchen, okay.
When I went in the house.
Okay.
I was just talking to his mom.
Okay.
I had called her before. I had called her when I was at work. And I was like, because she was asking, am I going to help her with her lights? And I was like, yeah, I'll help you. Because she requested a cash app.
Okay.
Me, and I was like, well, I can't cash app you. But I'll take the money off my card and I'll give it to you. And I gave it to her when she came to the hospital, but I was already going to give it to her.
Okay.
She was just supposed to come over in the morning to come get it after she dropped the kids off to school, after his kids off at school.
Did you talk to her about what had happened in the house?
I told her some things that I wanted to tell her, but she wouldn't understand.
What do you mean?
I was going to tell her about her son.
Okay.
But she knew he spanked, but she didn't know the concept of it.
Yeah. She didn't understand how.
She didn't know how he spanked her. She just thought he spanked her.
Okay. Okay. So did you share that with her? Or you didn't. You did. And what did she say?
She was like, "He's not supposed to spank her."
So she thought that she thought he wasn't supposed to spank her at all.
No, that I was supposed to discipline the girls, not him, because they were my children.
Okay. Okay. So you talk to her a little bit, and then you end up back at the house at 12:30. He's in the kitchen. He's on the phone with his mom at that time?
He was talking to me.
Okay. And...
Because I was like, why are you leaving? And he was like, it's not... I was like, are you leaving because of my baby? And he was like, no, it's not because of the baby. I said, well, why are you leaving? And he was like, it's me. Leaving because of me. I said, no, tell the truth. And when I was like, no, tell the truth, I opened the door and he saw me. He was like, why are you here? I was like, I just got up early. I said, I told you it was 2 people.
Okay. Okay. Where's... You're still on the couch? Okay.
I went in the room.
Into your room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we weren't talking, we didn't exchange words.
Okay. So y'all were still discussing him?
No, yeah, we were still discussing him leaving. I didn't really say nothing to him.
Okay.
Because I went in the room, I got undressed with this on. I had my work clothes.
And then where was...
In the room sleep.
She's in the room asleep. Okay. Do you have any idea sleep?
Right after I left.
Right after you left, she went to sleep? Okay. She's pretty good about it. Hey, she'll go to bed.
Because he told her to go to bed.
Was she... I mean,
She looked like she wanted to cry.
Yeah. She knew something was wrong? Okay. And then, at what point... So, I'll go get in the shower.
She peed on the sofa. He told me she had peed on the sofa.
Mm-hmm.
He had got her up because I was still in the bed. I was on my phone. I was texting. I was texting his mom. Like I was still talking to his mom. And I was texting her on the phone with her. And I was texting one of my friends. Well, they're not a friend, they're like a coworker, they're customer.
Okay.
And I was texting them. And I heard her. She was like, come on, you gotta walk. She was up, but she wasn't up. Like she wasn't walking. Like she wouldn't walk by herself. But you can tell she was up, her eyes was open. She ended up opening them. But she ended up falling. He was like, you gotta stop falling, you hurting yourself, you hurting yourself. Then I went in the bathroom, I said, what are you doing? He's like, get out of my face. And I didn't get back in the room.
Jonathan said, get out of my face.
Because I wanted to check him.
Right.
So in the room, I laid that down. And then he was like, come on, he was still talking to her. And they was walking in the hallway. And he was like, he's like, you want mommy? You want mommy? She wasn't, like, she didn't say much, she just playing.
So she was moaning, she never was really saying anything. So did you see her with her eyes open? Did she make eye contact with you?
Until then she closed them back. She kept doing like this. But she was hurting.
Did she actually get into the shower? No? Did y'all take her clothes off? Or did she get transported with clothes on?
She was already naked.
She was what?
She was already naked.
She was already naked? So did she take her clothes off to get in the shower? How did she get naked?
She was already naked because he told me she peed on herself.
Okay. So he took her clothes off because she had peed on herself on the couch? And he was taking her naked to the shower to get her cleaned up. Okay, but she wasn't walking on her own. She was kind of tense, like she was hurting.
He put her on me at first before she got in the tub. She was laying on my chest.
Okay. Was she responsive? I mean, she wasn't there?
She was holding her hand tightly, like she was squeezing me. She was hurting.
Okay.
She wasn't responding. Her eyes wasn't open.
Was she breathing? Okay.
She was still breathing.
But she just wasn't there. She was still knocked out. Okay. And then, at what point in time did you cut? I guess you took her back to the sofa area? She stayed in the bathroom, and that's where you called 911?
She went in the bathroom. He went in the bathroom with her.
He did? Okay.
He was trying to wake her up.
He was trying to wake her up with the water? Okay.
Her eyes were open. She was looking around. She was doing like this, and doing like this, and doing like this, and doing like this. And she was in and out of conscious. She was moving.
Okay. And at what point did she stop breathing?
And she turned the water off.
Turned the water off? Was she actually in the tub at that time? She was face up though? She wasn't drowning? Okay.
No, she was like this. She was face down.
She was face down? But she wasn't drowning in the water, right?
No.
She was already...
She was still doing like this. She was still conscious. And when she got out of the tub, I was like, is everything okay? And he was like, she okay, she okay, she's still breathing. I said, are you sure? He said, yeah, yeah, she's okay. But she wasn't moving. I knew something was wrong.
Yeah.
So we started doing CPR on her. And I was like, is my baby okay? Is she breathing? He was like, yeah, she breathing. I hear her heartbeat, she breathing. I said, are you sure? He said, yeah. He said, she's still cold. Like, I know how baby felt when they were cold because I had witnessed my baby Michaela when I had to go to the hospital for her. And she had passed away. I knew how a baby that was gone felt like.
Right. Okay.
So I was like, is she breathing? He was like, yeah. But when he laid her down, she wasn't moving. She wasn't breathing.
And she was cold?
Her eyes was closed. And I was like, what's going on? So I need to call 911. So I called them and they walked us through CPR. They was like, is she near anything? And I was like, no. Is she on her back? I said, yes. And they walked me through the CPR.
Okay.
And she was coming back.
And the fire rescue scooped her up? Did he say anything?
Hmm.
Chante. Did he apologize? Did he...
He was saying, let's go. Come on. Everybody, let's go. I woke up 9 to 9. Come on, we gotta go to the hospital. And the police officer was telling us where they was taking her. Because I told him about the medicine. She did have medicine though. She did have medicine. This was before dinner.
Okay.
She did have medicine.
It was like a cough medicine? Or, okay.
Then they told us where they were taking her. And he was like, do y'all have a car? Let me know. So they took us. He was in one car and me and I was in the other.
Okay.
I called my mom and told my mom that I don't want to lose my baby. And she was like, where are you going? And I told her. She's like, okay, I'm on my way, I'm on my way.
Did your mama know that Jonte was rough with you and with the babies?
She didn't know about me.
She only knew about you?
She didn't know about me.
Or she didn't know about you, but she knew that he was rough with the girls? Okay.
Because I told her. We had a conversation. I was like, Mama, I don't know what else to do to her. I was like, I want to just send her to her dad because that's where she wants to go.
Yeah. Did she want to go there because of Jonte?
She said she didn't like him.
Didn't like him?
And she wanted her daddy and her.
Now, did Jonte say, keep your mouth shut, don't say anything? Don't tell them really what happened? What made, how'd y'all come up with the story about the fall in the shower and all that?
He did.
He came up with it, told you what to say? And why'd you stay with it?
Because I didn't want to get hurt or see.
Okay. So you were worried that he was going to do something to you or to your other daughter? How long?
We've been together.
How long's he been? Is it ever since he moved in? No? When did it start? When was the first time?
Is that one of y'all?
No, it's outside.
He moved in June.
Mm-hmm.
My sister moved out in July. So after my sister moved out.
So you started hitting her like 1st of August? And did it get progressively worse? I mean, was it just every once in a while and then?
It was every once in a while. Chris would look at her and just stop.
And then she just continued to be defiant, didn't like him, and didn't respect him according to his words, and it got worse and worse and worse. And then, did he start out with just slapping her? Kind of like he would slap you? You know, was he just slapping her with an open hand, and later it went worse and punched her and all that? Did he do anything else? Did he ever, I don't know if either one of you smoked, did he ever burn her? Did he ever ever hit her with, you know, cords or boards or sticks or anything? It was always with his hands.
He never really had any cords on her.
Just nothing. He just used his hands and his fist. How about bite her? He would bite her? Why would he bite her?
I really don't know.
Where would he bite her?
She had two of them on one of each arm.
He'd bite her on the arms?
And then he bit on her butt.
Bit her on the butt? Why did he bite her on the butt? Any idea?
He was whipping her.
He was whipping her and just decided he's going to bite her.
Because like I told you, my daughter doesn't stay still. She moves around.
Right. So because she's moving around and she's fighting, trying to get away, he figured the best way to hold her is to bite her?
I'm listening.
Did you ever ask him why the hell you biting her? And what did he say?
Shut.
Just told you to shut up? How long ago was it when he bit her?
I don't know how long, but I know it was probably a week or two.
Okay.
But it was healing.
Okay. When we looked at some of the abrasions and things, her bleeding, her cuts and stuff, they looked like they were well taken care of, like somebody had cleaned them. Are you cleaning her up after he hurts her? You know, after, like if he cuts her, drags her, scrapes her, are you cleaning her up or is she cleaning herself up? You are?
Because I told her I'm tired of doing it. He told me he had to stop.
You're trying to make it better?
I was trying to make it better.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to see my baby hurting anymore because that's how I looked at it.
Right. Why didn't you ever call police? Why didn't you have us come out there and snatch him up?
I was scared.
You were scared?
For me and my baby.
For you and your babies? Okay. Detective Deborah?
Mm-hmm. The running story you told us a while back, did y'all come up with that too? As to explain that Bruce? That's true?
We still running.
Did she really fall when y'all were running? Like and hit her head?
She did.
So that's a true story?
That is a true story.
Okay.
What's your sister's name? One that was there? What's her last name? Okay. Did ever complain to you? Obviously you saw some of what happened. And you said he didn't like to do it around you, so that tells me you probably only saw a small percentage of what was actually going on because he was caring for her a lot by himself. Ever complained to you about what he was doing? And she was just quiet about it and kept it to herself? Why do you think that is?
She was scared too.
Scared of him? Okay. And I can tell you, Detective Russell and I, after seeing what we've seen today, a lot of it's disturbing, to say the least. But of course, we also understand your perspective. You're scared for you and your children, and it's sometimes hard to know what to do. And I think we got a lot better version of what happened today. A lot of what you say today lines up a lot more with what we saw. And I think there's a couple of things I want to ask you. It's not because I think you left them out on purpose. It's just you're remembering what you remember, and you may not remember little details that are important to us. So let's just keep the honest train going, is the moral of the story. Whenever you got home from work, she was unconscious on the couch, is what I understand. She was still unconscious from before. After you got home, did he hold her nose at any point?
Yeah, he was doing it to see if she would wake up.
Okay, so tell me about that. Walk me through what was happening whenever he held her nose.
He'll hold her nose and pinch it,
Mm-hmm.
and she'll try to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
But I watched her breathe, and she was fighting for air.
Okay, so when he held her nose, she would fight for air. Tell me how she would fight for air. Did she ever try to push him off of her?
She wouldn't move.
She wasn't kicking her legs or anything?
She'll kick her legs, but
Okay.
she was doing this.
So she was holding like this, like you said to you as mom, looks like her being in pain.
Yes.
She's kicking her legs as he's holding her nose. What do you think at this point?
She was fighting. I don't know if she was either fighting to get up. I don't know if she was fighting just to fight. I just know my baby eyes wasn't open.
Were you scared for her whenever he was holding her breath from her? He didn't want her around anymore. He wanted her gone. With his words.
What?
Right? Jonte, didn't he say he doesn't want her around anymore? Okay. So me hearing that, just listening to the conversation, it sounds like he wants her out of the picture.
He wanted her to go to her dad.
Right. But that may not have been happening because you're a mom, you're defending her. She can stay in the house. He sends her out of the house. You tell her to come back in. And that's really when he started beating her. It sounds like he beat the crap out of her when she came back in. Punching her multiple times. And just to be clear, we're talking about, and this adult man thinks it's okay to punch with a closed fist. Now, I'm assuming from what you're telling me, you don't agree that that's a proper way to discipline a child. Do you think between him punching a person of that size, how much does she weigh?
She don't weigh that much.
What does she weigh, 40 pounds?
When the last time we weighed each other, she went to Publix. And we weighed her, she was like 160 something.
No. 160 what?
She's lesser than that?
She's tiny.
How much does she weigh?
Yeah. How much is the...
She was about 160.
Okay. I don't think she's that heavy. But anyway, we'll move past that. I think we're just getting numbers mixed up here.
On the scale thing, at Publix, it's at 160.
Maybe that was kilograms?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
So, but he, being an adult man and punching a girl that size and holding her breath from her and giving her medicine, all punching her for things that were seemingly innocent, childhood, normal things. People pee on the bed. People are obstinate. Those aren't things that you get this extreme abuse for. Do you think, and this, you may have to think about this for a question. This may not be a question you know off the top of your head. But thinking back, do you think he was trying to kill her?
No.
Because to me, if I wanted to, I would punch her in the head multiple times. I would hold her breath from her, and I would leave her lying unconscious, probably dying in front of me for hours on end.
We did that. That's wrong.
So think about it for a second, and think about his perspective and the fact that he told you he wanted her gone. What do you think his intentions were?
He kept saying she should go to her dad's house.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a question Detective Russell asked you earlier today. We didn't know who we were talking about earlier. We asked you what should happen to the person that did this. what do you think should happen to Jonte for what he's done? And before you answer that, I'm going to give you a little piece of information. I'm sorry if I'm jumping the gun here for you. You don't know about most of her injuries, I can promise you that. I know about most of her injuries. Based on the people I talked to at the hospital, how many separate injuries do you think she has? In the past, what they can tell in the past amount of time that the body shows history.
I think her head, her arms.
Yeah, but just give me a number. What do you think? Fractures, bruises, scratches, cuts. What do you think is visible right now to us?
Her back, and her arms, and her legs.
How about 50?
What?
Jonte caused at least 50 different injuries to this child's body. Now, what do you think should happen to Jonte? Okay. So we're on the same page there.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Am I gonna lose my baby?
I don't know, that's not my decision.
I can't lose my oldest child.
What do you think about...
I can't lose her either. That's my daughter.
But what did the doctor tell you today?
I was gonna lose her. She wasn't gonna survive.
Whose fault is that?
Yes. She might not survive because of injuries.
Who told what to say?
Nobody.
Nobody. Did y'all explain to her what happened and why?
She was there when they were telling her.
Huh?
She was in the hospital when they were telling her.
Right, but the shower piece and all that.
No, he doesn't
Nobody
know.
told her to say that. Jonte didn't tell her.
No.
Y'all didn't tell her what to say.
I haven't talked to my daughter to tell her anything.
Because she told us some of the story about the shower and her falling and facing the water and all that.
He was there. She was around it.
When y'all were telling people at the hospital or whatever. So she just picked that up from what y'all said.
Yeah, I was a little unclear about that when you guys were talking about that again. Did she actually get in the water at some point? Did he put her in the water? And how did she end up face down in the water?
He turned her.
I'm sorry?
She turned her.
Did he put her face in the water?
She was like this when I went in the bathroom and checked on what was going on.
It doesn't sound like she was under her own control. It sounds like he was moving her around.
She wasn't conscious. Like I told her, she was in and out.
So he put her face down in the water unconscious, trying to wake her up.
He was trying to wake her up.
That's what you
What he
thought.
told you. What happens when you put somebody face down in water that's unconscious?
They're fighting for the air.
Okay, so but if they're unconscious, they can't move. What happens to them?
They drown.
They'll drown. So he's trying to kill your daughter. I mean, there's no other explanation about it. Put somebody that's unconscious, can't move, can't fight, in water face down.
This is weird.
And I know you were scared. I can tell you were scared. But at some point in time, you had a responsibility to step up and keep him from doing that. And not leave and go for work with your daughter laying on the couch. Non-responsive.
She was talking. She wasn't talking. She was like, like that. And she was breathing.
But she's unconscious. She's not responding. If you called her name, went over and talked to her, she's not talking back to you.
It sounded like she was in extreme medical distress, is what he's saying. You're describing someone that is barely alive.
With the right medical treatment, at that point, she could have survived. with the right medical treatment, depending on what was going on. But leaving her lay there, she can't. All right, give us a couple more minutes, okay? Thank you for being honest with us. What you're telling us is what we know, or we wouldn't have come back in and pointed these things out. So I think you're making a good decision by doing this, okay? By telling us exactly what happened and what went on. And you want Jonte to be held accountable for this. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. But you realize you hold responsibility in this as well. Okay? All right. You need anything? Okay. All right, you knock on this door if you do.